what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I'm driving a 1989 Mazda Rx7 Turbo 2. Up front is a 1.3 liter turbocharged rotary engine and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. And if you want to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshal.com/overdrive. We'll be writing a complete article about the Turbo 2. But let's get back to that 1.3 liter turbocharged rotary. Well, if you're an FC owner or if you want an FC, the Turbo 2 is what you want to get. This is what every FC owner aspires their car to be, is the Turbo 2. It's the highest trim level and it's the fastest. Wow, that's a lot of fun. So as you guys heard and saw, this thing is very, very quick. And it really makes me jealous that my car is not boosted. Like I said, this was the FC that came turbocharged from the factory. Now the owner, Matt, has done a lot of tweaks to it to make it a little bit quicker. But this was the factory turbocharged RX-7. It's actually called the Turbo 2 because there was a turbocharged first gen, but that was only sold in Japan. This car also has ABS, which, as I'm told, is only one of 1,300 that had the ABS. So let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a couple of gauges. What I love most is this center-mounted tachometer. It really gives the car a sporty feel, and it's one of my favorite parts of RX-7s. On the steering wheel, I actually don't have any buttons, which is really nice. It's really clean and simple. I think modern cars have way too much going on the steering wheels. So there's no doubting the fact that this is a driver's car. In the middle, I get 2 air conditioning vents, your AC controls. Matt has added some gauges in the center just for tuning because this car is on a standalone ECU. And then an aftermarket radio. You get a shifter, you get your mirror buttons, a security button, or a security light really, and then your fog light button. And of course it has a sunroof because almost every single FC does. Now the seats have since been changed out to Mazda speed seats. That's why I'm sitting up so high. I actually really love FC interiors because as a big guy, I actually fit in them as opposed to all other RX-7s. That blow-off valve is intoxicating. It is amazing. So the Turbo 2 package includes a couple different things. Obviously, you get that turbocharged 1.3 liter as opposed to the NA version that came in all other FCs. Then you get a beefed up rear end and a beefier transmission. So a lot of RX-7 guys, if they're going for bigger power in FCs or even FBs, they go for the Turbo 2 trans. And of course with the Turbo 2 you do get that hood scoop because it does have a functional top mount intercooler. Now Matt has actually since switched to a front mount. It's more efficient if you're going to run higher power to go with a front mount. This car is also an S5. It's the second half of the FCs. There's the S4 and there's the S5, and I actually have a video on my channel distinguishing those two. But really the S5 is more advanced. I think it's important also to say that this is a single turbo. Turbo 2s came with a single turbo. The FD, the next generation, then came with the twin turbo. So there wasn't ever a factory Turbo 2 FC that had 2 turbochargers. They only came with 1. But I definitely think 1 is enough. Driving this car, it's so hard to describe. It just keeps going and going, and it feels like there's no ceiling at all. It almost feels like you're about to sneeze and you can't, and you're just held in this weird limbo of speed and adrenaline, and it's intoxicating to say the least. Another thing, if you've never driven a rotary, is that these things rev high. The red line right now on the gauges is 7,000 RPMs, but this car is capable of way more than that. What's interesting about this turbo is that it spools on the higher end of the revs. Most turbos in a lot of turbo cars is to help out with that down low. But down low, it's pretty gutless until you get up above 3. I really do genuinely think this is what the FC was supposed to be. Because I've owned an FC in the past. I've actually, now that I've driven an 89, I've driven every single year of the FC. But I've never driven a turbocharged one. And this is really the pinnacle. This is the FC that you want. The other thing I really love about FCs is just how comfortable they are. I really miss mine because they're so comfortable for people that are taller. I get asked all the time, you know, I'm 6'1", what should I get? And I always tell them, if you want to get a rotary, get an FC. It's gonna have the most room. FDs and FBs are pretty crammed for what they are. But this, I have tons of room in here. The seats in here sit up a little bit higher, so it may look like I don't have a bunch of headroom, but in a stock FC, oh, it's so comfortable. Oh, rotaries and blow-offs are my two favorite things in the world. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something about the 1989 Mazda Rx7 Turbo 2. If you want to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshall.com/overdrive. But again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.
There goes a sight from my soul.